Welcome to We Should Probably Edit This.
But we won't. This is about our life's messy journey. It's unscripted, talks about growth, real laughs.
Sometimes real laughs, sometimes just the chaos, and we think there's a little bit of comedy here.
Yeah, everything.
It's about our 37 years of marriage and our experience. I'm Matthew Greger.
And I'm Nancy Greger. And we're your host of We Should Probably Edit This.
But we won't.
There you go.
And we probably should have edited that. So, here's our next episode.
Yes.
And we're on.
Ooh, it worked.
It worked.
One button.
One button.
Though if you saw the setup, you would say to yourself, are you guys really ready?
Yes, I think we're ready.
I think so.
Except for now you can't read it. You just have to edit this.
It's okay. Really, truly, this is okay. Maybe someday in our very near future we'll have some professional.
Wait! I can get it up there if I move my hand up enough. Nope, that went right back down.
Okay.
All right. Well, we should probably edit this,
but we won't, because that will mean it'll take that much longer to do, and then we'll never
I'm sure.
get the post.
Well, as it is, I still have to get 2 weeks ago's posted.
You didn't do that yet?
No.
Before we left for San Diego?
No, I told you.
God.
I told you.
Oh, boy, we're so behind.
Yes, we are so behind.
So what's our topic for today? Any ideas?
You didn't preset it? You didn't
Here.
think about it?
The topic for today is going to be clarity.
Okay. Ooh, there we go. Sit up. If you sit up straight, we can get it.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
We're already editing this live.
We're not editing
versus
it live.
editing it
We're
later.
still trying to get set up in our new environment.
It is a new environment, but it's okay. You can't be perfect.
But I think this is pretty good though. Little reflection stuff, but
a little reflection. Yeah. It is coming off the ocean, into.
Okay, so clarity. What kind of clarity do you have right now?
Well, there's lots of different things you need clarity on.
Okay.
You can say, since this is about marriage and relationships, it's clarity on your marriage. Do you have clarity on your marriage? Do you think when we were first married, we knew what that word actually meant? Do you think we were clear when we first got married?
We thought we were clear on the things that we did, but we didn't always have clarity about how the other person was going to respond, or what we're doing. Was it clear? Did you clearly explain it to the other person?
It's like tomato or tomato. It's how you say it, but it means the same thing.
Well, I mean, that was the thing, is sometimes we just didn't say it at all, and
Assumed?
we ran it. Yes,
we made assumptions of the other person's.
And those assumptions are not always clear. That's for sure.
I will say that when you first start, right? When you first get married, I think to a great extent you're just learning about each other. You're figuring out what the other guy has been like. I mean, because let's face it, up until that point, you really were living with your parents, or you had just been on your own,
or you had a
for a short
roommate,
period of time.
or you were.
But you were just trying to figure yourself out.
Yeah, most of the time the roommates were other guys in my case, so I didn't have any real experience.
I didn't room with another
lady.
guy. I roomed with a lady.
No, I mean living with another. I didn't have the experience with living with the opposite sex and what that meant.
But it was, I think in the beginning, we were just trying to figure out what it is we were looking for,
right.
What it is that who was good at one thing, who was good at another. I think there was an opportunity for, you kind of moved in a motion where you were going at it, things together.
Emotion or in motion?
Motion.
You were moving in motion.
Of doing something
Sometimes
together.
there were emotions that were involved in it.
Yeah, there were emotions. But having clarity when we were first married, I can't really say we had that.
Well, what is clarity?
I think clarity is understanding what your goals are and objectives, communicating those objectives and goals out loud.
Did we even have goals when we first got married?
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't even think we even thought about goals. I think we lived. We didn't really have intention. And I think
No.
clarity is what helps you get intention.
Right.
Right? So I don't think we had any real intention. I think my objective was we got married.
Well, we
and
were working.
We were working, but I think one of the objectives was to have children.
Well, not for the
And
first
when?
couple years.
No, that was your rule.
Oh, you were ready
That
right
wasn't
then.
my
You
rule.
were ready
that was
right.
your rule.
You were ready right away.
I could have been ready right away, but you wanted to wait.
Yes.
You wanted at least 2 years before we were going to have children. 2
Right,
years. That
right.
was your wait time. But I think from that perspective, we had some intention.
Of having a family.
Of having
we,
a family.
We were clear that we wanted a family.
Well, I think when we first took our pre-counseling marriage sessions, there were a lot of questions that you had to ask and you had to talk about. One of them was how many kids you wanted. Second was what was your spending habits? I think financially, what were your spending habits, or what were you bringing, to the table? I can't remember.
I can't really remember that very much at all. So.
Well, of course, it's total blank for you.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
It's like, what happened yesterday? I don't know.
No, I know what happened yesterday. Don't ask me.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
A month ago? Okay. Now
Well,
I
not on this
understand.
day. I mean, I understand.
But I think there was that beginning of what we were doing, but I don't think there was clarity. Do you think we have clarity now?
I think we're in the process of getting more clear. I don't think we have full clarity yet. We haven't sat down yet. We're
already in our 60s.
No, we're in a different chapter now. We're turning the page on the house is sold. That's completely done. Which since our last episode, we were getting ready to close, but now we've actually closed. It's finished, and so we're actually debt free now. But what now? And that's the one thing that we have intention. We have some clarity of what we know we want to do, but we don't have it actually written down yet on what our plan was.
What do you think? What do you think?
Well,
you have to have some thoughts right now.
No, I mean,
it
I know.
doesn't have to be written down.
I know we want to travel more. We also want to give and serve and give back more. So, like, what part of it? What part of what? Yeah, we don't have the black and white down yet of what it is. You've started it. You've started some of the budgeting, some of the allocation of what we're going to do. We still have to meet with the financial advisor.
If you had to list the top 5 things in order of importance, what would yours be?
The top 5 of what?
Of
What's
your
what's
goal
clear
is,
right now?
what you have clarity for right now. What are your top 5 things? And they have to be in the order of 1 being the most important all the way down.
Having a better relationship with Christ, with God,
Okay.
I think is number 1. Number 2 is family. That's you as well as our grandkids and our children. I would group family and friends together in the same bucket with that. I would say that you're number 2, honestly. Number 3 is family and friends.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you mean by me being number 2?
Just me, you, and us. Just us.
Oh.
Okay. Us as a couple.
Okay.
That would be the most important thing to me.
Okay.
Okay. God first. You, us second. Family and friends third.
Okay.
Okay.
2 more.
And then it would be getting ready for retirement. That means securing our finances, having a financial plan for what that is. That would mean meeting with the financial advisor, allocating the current funds that we have now.
Financial plan.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
go into the details.
All right.
What's the fifth one?
The 5th one is building a business, how we're going to serve and give back, and building a business.
Building a business. Okay.
Businesses.
Okay.
things that we want to do, because I don't want to retire. I don't ever want to quote retire. I just want to have the freedom to not have to work for somebody else. Okay, so now what's your 5?
Um, it's funny because kind of not exactly the same.
Okay. Well, you threw that for me.
Do
You threw that for me without me
I
thinking about
did.
it. So I may have to. may have to give it more thought.
Think on the
And come
fly,
back.
why don't you? I think some
I
of them
do.
are basically the same. It's the order in which in which
Okay.
you listed it. I think there's a difference. I do believe that there is a growth back into our spirituality again, and being reconnected with our Creator and figuring out how to best serve, and kind of like a little bit more of a different kind of growth and fellowship. When we started Growth Day and we started Ultra, it was about us. It was no, I wouldn't say us. It was about you figuring out yourself, kind of
Okay.
getting some
It was
traits.
more personal.
It was more personal,
Okay.
whereas now I think there's more of a spiritual growth. So I do believe that that is kind of like up there, number one, trying to figure that out and ways in which you're going to serve. However, 2 for me is the financial planning is a little bit more critical
Okay.
because of the fact that we are to some extent
Okay. Well,
on a
here.
time crunch. Hey, listen, I didn't
No, no.
disturb
I'm
you.
no.
So keep
Okay.
it, I'm going down my list. And when
Fine.
I'm
You go down
finished,
your list, then
keep
I'll.
thought as
Okay.
to what you want to
Uh-oh.
rebuttal.
Oh.
So
Why can't you
2
just
would
let me
be,
just interject while we
no,
go along?
2 would be
Too much.
more about finances
Okay.
and getting that together,
Okay.
because we've made a huge commitment in my part to making that a very high up priority.
Okay.
And that is, we
Okay.
sold our house with the intent
Yes.
to be debt free. That was it. I mean,
Well,
the fact we got a little extra, that was God's good grace coming our way. But we sold the house with the intent to be financially free, debt
Okay.
free.
Let me interject.
No, there's no. I didn't interject for you. So
I'm
you
going to
can't
interject. I'm going to interject here, just because.
Because what, you can't remember your train
No,
of thought?
no. I was going to do that as my number 2. Also. Yes, yes. But I want to
No.
explain my reasoning, because I know how much family is important to you and stuff too. That I said, okay, if I say it's number 2, it's like.
But that's not the basis by which
Okay, but see,
we
you didn't give me
move forward in
enough.
a marriage.
You didn't
We
give
don't
me enough
have to
time
be
to
the
think
same.
about it.
What I said to you is,
Okay.
what are your top 5? I didn't, and
All
the
right, well,
order
then-
in your preference, because that's how you view it. My preference is mine. However, there's similarities in what we're looking at. They're
Yeah, I
not very much different. It's just the order by which
Okay, well,
we rank
well,
them.
All right.
That's it.
Fine, but I would have been number 2 at the financial too.
No,
So-
no takey backies.
Go on.
No
Go
takey
on.
backies.
Go on.
Third would definitely be, I think our marriage, we continue to grow and continue to figure things out. And doing this podcast, for all intents and purposes, is a real big throw yourself out there and see where it takes you and where it goes. Fourth is my family, because part of my number 2, which is being financially fit, is also determining what our legacy is going to be for our family, for our 3 children, for our 4 grandchildren, and God willing, there'll be more grandchildren along the way, but at least putting together some sort of legacy so that after we're gone, there's something else that's going to be able to continue. And to some extent, we would have played a role in that.
Yeah,
Now,
but legacy doesn't necessarily mean money. You know, it means having experiences
I
with our
said
children.
a role
Okay.
in that. I
Okay.
didn't define it by saying just money.
No.
Because sometimes it can't be money. It's
sometimes
memories
it's what
and
you live-
experiences,
what you
and
leave
it's
inside them.
time
Yeah.
together. So I do believe that's how I'm looking at it. And then number 5, yeah, I think it's figuring out where we want to be, though you may want to always be striving and moving and still generating
Until I
some
can't remember anymore.
time, generating some income. I don't necessarily look at
Well,
it that
I
way.
don't necessarily know if it means generating income. It just may be mean.
Busy work? You want to
No,
be busy.
no, but it might be volunteering. It might be doing something like it's keeping.
Sounds like it's busy work.
Okay, but it's also keeping myself occupied
Busy.
and doing something. So
Busy.
no, busy's different. Busy's just meaning you have to be doing something.
Okay.
Okay.
What do we define? I'm going to go get the dictionary.
All right,
Or we're
but
going to ask.
but we know we need to remain active.
Right, but active could be I go out for a walk or I lift weights or
Okay,
I
well,
do
it might be
something in
that
that
too.
nature.
But
Not
I still
necessarily
okay, but well, all right.
a
Well,
business. Not necessarily a business.
I hear you. But I mean, it might be volunteering for SCORE like I was doing before. That's not my business, but I'm still helping and giving
I
back.
understand. You're still
It
being,
might just mean that I'm playing tennis.
but there's a definition here. I'm not
Right.
looking at
I don't
this
know
as
what that.
being I'm going to be
I'm talking about right. I'm
working.
talking about right now. The five top things that are important to us right now. That may change in another, 7 or 8 years from now. But right now, those those things that we talked about, I think, are important.
Yeah.
Having that business, having that other income coming in besides our jobs is important for us
Okay,
to.
once again, I'd like to get finished with my top five before
Well, you
you
were talking
decided to
about your top five.
redefine your top five, which is what you're doing. You're redefining your top five because
Wah, wah, wah,
you're hearing what I have to say.
Okay.
You go wah, 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 all you want. But in any case, those would be my top five too, which I
So what
said
was
again.
number five then?
It was just looking at what the future might be, but not necessarily a business, not necessarily doing something that would generate any money necessarily.
Are you
It could
talking
just
about? Are
very
you talking
well
about
be
right now, or are you talking about in the future?
in the future.
Okay, so but what about right now? Isn't that important right now?
I think it's important in order to help accelerate number two,
Okay, so it's important right now, so it needs to be part of the top five.
which
That
it
that
is.
that can redefine later whether it's a business or how it acts. But
how it generates later on.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
how it
okay.
how it
all right,
evolves
so
later on.
I guess you could call that clarity and in alignment. We might have to shift some numbers around a little bit. See, now what we have to do is we have to come together with that and have an alignment in the top five. Because
But we do. It's just we just have it structured a little bit differently.
well, I don't think so.
that
I don't
we're
think
not.
so. I don't think we're that far off.
I don't think we're far off at all. I
No.
think we're just exactly where we want to be. But I think a lot of work has gone into figuring out that clarity. I don't think
Yeah.
necessarily that you can expect, especially when you first get married, or even 10 years into your marriage, that you'll have that much clarity. Because it all depends on where you are
It
at.
depends on how much
in
you
your
work on
life.
yourself too,
Correct.
because honestly, you can't have clarity as a couple if you don't know
Yourself.
yourself,
What
right?
you want to achieve, what you want to have. And then again, talk about it out loud to your partner and saying, hey, this is what I'm looking for myself. What are you looking for? What is it that you want to achieve? Because they may not always be the same.
It was a bug.
They may not always be the same. But it's important that you know what the other guy wants because you're going to be there in a supportive role as to what that is. And if it's really far off, well, then it's a good means
Yeah.
of discussion, right?
Well, you're gonna need to discuss it.
You're always going to need to discuss it, but it's a matter of is it a
if you're
serious
really
discussion or is it a lighthearted discussion?
if you're really far off, and I want to do something, I want to move, I want to like change careers, or I want to do something that impacts us as a family.
There's a lot of
then
conversation
there's a
that
lot of
goes to it.
Yep.
There's a lot of conversation that has to be discussed, and you got to be willing to say what's going to bother you, or say what your concerns are, or say what you're going to fear the most. Because once it's out there, it's kind of out there. It's like a saying someone said to me a very, very long time ago is that you always imagine the worst, because once you have that in your head and you know that's the worst for you, then everything else is what you're going to do to not have that outcome. You're going to really work hard at making sure that that's not an item. That's not going to happen. Um,
You always imagine the worst
yeah,
case
pretty much.
on big decisions.
On big decisions, sure. On big decisions. Well, it's the worst that can happen when I list my house for sale. Well, it doesn't sell for what I want to sell it for.
It takes longer. We're now
It
paying
takes
rent
longer. I'd
and
have to
mortgage.
pay
Yeah.
rent and mortgage. Something occurs before you finally close and you're scrambling to try to figure out how to fix it. There were lots of things, but if you think about them and you see it, you're going to do your best to prevent that from happening, right? And a lot of what we did in getting the house ready was just that point. After we met the agent and he told us what he anticipated our house selling for, every time you and I had a discussion, what would be the one thing I would always say to you?
Well, you had your
Oh,
minimum.
what was the one thing I always said to you when I said to you, we think we should do this or we need to do this? Why would I say that?
Why?
You know why.
Uh-oh. Why? Remind me.
Because you want $1 million for your house, you're going to spend the money to fix what you need to fix in your house.
Okay.
Right? Why do we have to paint that wall? Well,
No, I knew why we had to paint the wall because the touching up didn't match.
didn't work. But some people would have just said, forget it. Some
Yeah.
people wouldn't have gone the extra mile. Some people wouldn't have taken the time out to get their house prepared the way it should be prepared. A lot of people just wing it. They just go out there and say, all right, this is it. They don't go through any other process and they just kind of throw it out and say, let's hope for the best. But sometimes you have to prepare. Sometimes you have to take certain steps to ensure that you can get the outcome you want to get.
I mean, it's no different than also you going for a job. You got to take that extra step. You got to write that cover letter. You got to do those extra things to make yourself stand out.
To make yourself stand out,
and yeah.
So those are the kind of things that these last few months, I think have given us even that much more as far as the clarity as to what we were going to be doing and how we were going to be doing it. And I think we were very boisterous, especially on the podcast, but even with our friends and family when we finally said, hey, we're selling our house. And we had a lot of thought about doing that.
Yeah.
Because we were like, okay, what are people going to think that we're selling our house? And I mean, because the American dream is to get a house. And I realized I had achieved that American dream 3 times over. So I wasn't necessarily concerned about the fact that I would not be able to do it again.
Right.
Because I had achieved that. I had done that. I've been there, done that type of deal. So I knew I could, when the time is ready, when I'm ready, I can buy another house. It wasn't like I couldn't. It wasn't as though I didn't have the ability to think we could.
So we just got back from San Diego. Mm-hmm. What clarity did you get from that trip?
I mean, for me, it was more or less the whole topic of conversation when I first heard about what the topic was, which was all AI. Mm-hmm. I was kind of like, this is going to be technical. And I'm really not that type of person.
Chat!
No,
Is this going to be technical?
it was kind of like those were the things I was concerned about, but Brendan had a great way of really introducing the topic that made sense from the person who's really young to the person who's more seasoned, and I definitely walked away with saying, "Oh, this time in life, unlike what it was like 30 some odd years ago, there's a huge shift. And the shift is really moving people from a lot of certain types of jobs that required you to physically do them, to like and know them and go to school for them, to suddenly realize, oh, that could be automated. And that's what AI really is all about, is automating certain things.
And it's augmenting your job and your tasks
Right.
so that you can do them, number one, better. Number two, do the things that you don't want to do so you can spend more time doing the things that
You
you're
want
good
to
at
do.
and that you want to do.
That you want to
And
do.
if you can implement that and you can excel at being the best of who you can be and let AI help with all that other stuff. I think that's a key piece that you
I'm
can
waiting
do.
for I'm waiting for my robot. She's gonna come and she's gonna take care of everything in the house.
I think we have a couple more years for that, anyways. But
But the objective of it was not what I had originally had envisioned in my head of what this
so
was
you
gonna
walked
be
away
about.
thinking that maybe you could actually do some of this too, versus having to be a totally technical person to do it.
Correct. Correct.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think you have to be totally technical. I think you have to be open minded. I think you have to be willing to make a lot of mistakes. And knowing
experiment
that an experiment and knowing
and
that
learn.
you can learn and
need
you
to
can
learn.
evolve and you can figure things out, right? We can figure things out. And that's the part that I walked away saying, oh, okay, let's see. And I think that's really important. Um, it's not so much the fear of losing your job. It's what you can focus your
Well,
energies on better.
I mean, this is the best time right now to really explore and get curious. I mean, really get curious about what you can actually do, and honestly, it's unlimited.
Yeah.
It's what you can think, and the thing about it is now you can actually think about it and do it. You can
Correct.
try different things. You can be divergent, come up with a bunch of ideas. Some are going to work, some aren't. But you have the opportunity to really compete with anyone else out there.
Right.
And I think that's the key to all of this. I mean,
That
the,
is-
the internet leveled the playing field in business. AI is going to limit the playing field overall.
Overall, yeah. Because I can remember when we first started, and the internet was just coming out.
So, yeah, when we first started with our first
When
business.
when we first started with our first business, and you had the dial up, you hear the whoosh
AOL.
sound, AOL. And I remember how that was a really big challenge for a lot of small business owners. They were like, I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see what it's going to mean for me. I still have the yellow pages.
Right.
People can find me in the yellow pages. So to have evolved from this point on, where the internet is probably something that every single person utilizes.
Well, now the kids grow up with it ingrained,
All
and
that
they
it's
wouldn't
like-
even they don't even know what a dial-up is or what an actually rotary dial phone is. So
Those are my favorite. And I still have one, by the way. I
Yeah.
still have a rotary phone. Someday I will reinstall it just so that I can have my grandchildren go, one.
and they can call the other one on their cell phone with it.
Yeah, with
I don't know. That may be a challenge to get it connected, but yeah.
Yeah, because landlines would have gone away somewhere. But there's still buildings that still have old phone lines in
Yeah.
them. They're just not active. But yeah, I think those are the kind of things. So I walked away more energized and more optimistic than I thought about it at first, because I was just like, I'm not sure about these topics. And we had I think we missed one or two of the online conversations. So I'm not sure if he had like talked about it before we actually met in San Diego. But the challenge was laid down. And he challenged everybody to really get into the AI and take what they already know now and see what they can really develop within the next, because the next meeting is in June. So I look forward to figuring,
Yep.
that out.
And on that note, so we need to get into it. So we need to have some conversation with
Chat!
Claude, with ChatGPT, with Gemini, with some of those different ones.
Claude.
So what do you think, chat?
Woo.
All right. So, on that note, I think we should probably edit this.
But we won't.
So until next time, give us a comment. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know what you think about AI and how that's going to change your world.
Yes. Ooh.
Bye.
Bye.